Okay, so now we're going to show you a little bit more about the technicalities of inside our MFB Mark II. And we turned that into this drum machine here. Individual buttons for every one. That's what these little relays are doing. They're just combining two different button presses that used to be on the other one, including up here. So we've got our own dedicated swing button, our own dedicated MIDI channel button, our own dedicated accent button, so you can press that button there and it lights up the row of what your accents are. Let's flip it over. Go. Take off the lid. And here you can see what 9 months worth of modding and hard work has created. So we've still got our MFB-522 original motherboard sitting in there. On the left here we have a new power supply motherboard that's connected to our real switch. And here we have a headphone circuit, custom designed little headphone circuit to run our headphone out, which the original didn't have. And over here we have our transformer for our kick and our little EQ mod circuits and filters for the various different additions to the mod. So what happens here, these are our outs. Our outs are running into this board. This board is then feeding into our outs, which are on the full 6¼ mm jacks. And this is supplying 5 volts to our main board for all of our lights and our LEDs and meter reading. Over here we have, when you hit the power on switch on the original MFB, it was only ever a soft switch. It was never an actual power off. And for all our extra mods we needed a proper power off. Plus I didn't like the idea of it being just a soft switch and actually always running the CPU. So what the problem was is if you just hit off and on the original, you had to then trigger the on button, which was great. You could set that up, but if the board wasn't powered up first for at least a second and running the code inside the EEPROMs, then the board still wouldn't power up. So we actually built a little timing circuit here which would then wait a second and then trigger this delay to actually then turn on the whole unit. Let's have a look. Let's unplug some of this stuff. See if we can take the back section off. Pull up these, pull up this plug here. And we can take off our plugs. And you can see exactly how we've modded this. Every single channel has had its separate wires being refed instead of going to their pots, refed to this back section, so we can remove this and get access to the underneath. Massive job. I'll lift this up now for you. 1, 2. One sec. Come on. Come on. Gentle. Alright, let's just remove our output plugs and power supply and power supply. Now we can lift off the original MFB 522 motherboard. There we go. Remove our little safety sheet, and now you can see all the new mods that have been made to the underside. Again, a massive job. This is all feeding back into here, into the kicks and the filters, and this is how we've managed to connect the two and make it fit into MFB, into a XOX box which is very, very tight and took months to get it to fit. All these little capacitors are running various different circuits, including parts of the filter and also parts of our metering lights, our flashing lights for the circuits, every different sound. Now, our mute buttons are all run by hardware relays, which is sitting underneath there. And sitting underneath there, you probably can't see them. It's a torch. I'll show them there. You can see the row of relays there. Let's see if we can take this one off for you. Everything's on dedicated plugs so that it can be removed. Remove that. Remove this one. So you can see underneath, here is a set of relays. So when you hit mute, it turns the light on, but at the same time then mutes that channel. So that's how the mutes work, which were not on the original. This one here is a different relay. It's a snare one, because the snare has two sounds that needs to mute.